Okay, good morning everyone, and welcome you back for web technology online classes for third year CSE students. So in the yesterday classes we have seen about what about the functions. Okay, we also saw about various different ways how can I write the functions, different types of functions. So today we are going to learn about what do you mean by PHP variable length argument function. Okay, so these different types of functions or the different ways of defining the functions are used based on the applications. Okay, so PHP supports variable length argument function. It means that you can pass 0, 1 or n number of arguments in the function. So you can pass any number of arguments like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, it may be 20, it may be 100. Okay, so n number of arguments in the function you can pass. So to do this, what is that simple thing you need to do is use 3 ellipse. Ellipse means what? We will call it as a dots. Okay, so 3 ellipse before the argument name. So here basically I am using the number, so I will use 3 ellipse, 3 dots once I am defining this, that is PHP variable length argument function. Not to waste the time, immediately let us go to the notepad. So before that, put on your exam server. So already I kept my exam server on at the back end. Let me go back to my notepad and start executing the program. So let me write the PHP function here. Syntax. Okay, so here I am going to write a function that will help me to understand how can I utilize this PHP variable length argument function. So here I am just using what to say, one function called as add. So I am going to use 3 ellipse, that is what 3 dots I kept, and one variable I will use, that is numbers. Okay, next, so here in this I am going to start with adding the numbers. So here why I am using the function add is to add the numbers. So to add the numbers I need to store the result as either a result or a sum. So I will use one variable called as a sum. I will use one variable as a sum and I will initialize it to 0 as the earlier position. So I will use for each loop. I hope you remember about the for each loop in the previous class. What does the for each loop does? It will specially help for displaying the contents of the arrays. Okay, please don't forget this for each loop is used for specially displaying the contents of the arrays. So what I am doing, I'm passing the numbers where I am here the numbers is an argument which is receiving the set of values. So I am taking this set of values as a type of array. Okay, type of array. To read this I am using the for each loop. Please concentrate and listen carefully. I am using for each loop to display the content of the array. But you can say that where is the array, where I have taken. So here the dollar number, what I am passing here for the function add, I am passing the set of numbers. It may be either from that is what we discussed just now, from 0 to the n number of numbers. Okay, so whatever the numbers are being passed, it will be taken as the array. It is taken as the array. So to print that I am using this for each loop. Okay, so always keep everything very simple, don't make it complicated. So here with I am using the sum to add up the details. So please can anyone tell me that what this function, what this evaluation expression will what this expression will do. So this is something what similar to the statement, let me put it in a comment, in the form of comment, dollar sum is equal to dollar sum plus dollar n. Okay, dollar sum is equal to dollar sum plus dollar n, right? Okay, fine. So this is what it is going to do, and then further I need to return the value. So why I am returning the value? Because since I am doing some evaluations, as I told in the previous in the class, that whenever I do certain evaluations I need to return the result. So I am returning the sum. I am returning the dollar sum. Okay, so once I do return, I need to call the function. The function name is add. So the function name is add. Then here I am going to pass the numbers. So 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. You can send any number of arguments. Okay, so this will be taken as the array. This will be taken as the array dollar number and will be passed here. So since it is array, so I have a special function, that is a special for each loop that will help me to get the numbers, that will help me to get the array elements. Okay, so that is what I am using the for each loop here. That is what. Okay, so once I get call the function, so let me save the file. So it is in the htdocs. I will go for all files. So this is what an example of function only. So I will give function 6.php. okay, so let me go to browser, any of the browser. I will use a Chrome browser as a default browser. So in the browser, at the address bar, please type localhost / the name of the file, function 6.php. okay, there is an error on the line number 7. Let us check it out. So line number 7 is what? This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. okay, so everything is correct. Let me go back to my browser and check whether I'm going to get. Okay, it is showing empty. It should show 10. I think I have missed one statement. So something like echo and right, it is showing 28. So here what I am doing, I need to print the value. So here what is happening, I am returning the value, but I am not printing it, I am just returning it. Okay, here I am just returning it. So it will return and it will keep quiet. So once it will return, it will print nothing, as because I didn't add echo. Okay, so otherwise you can go it for an interactive statement like the sum of the numbers is, like that you can add up, and you can use the dot operator here. So this will help me to save the file and just reset the refresh the browser. You can, the sum of the numbers is 28. okay, so right, so this is how we will get the variable length argument function. Okay, next is recursive function. So PHP also supports recursive function, like how it will support in C and C++. So in such case we call current function within the another function. So we are going to call two functions. One function it is called within the another function. So this type of calling the function is called as a recursive function. So it is recommended to avoid recursive functions as because if we cross the function call over 200 recursions level, then it may smash the stack of our system, stack memory of our system, and else it may also cause for the termination of the script. Script in the sense what are the scripts written for going to do some operations, some what to say, some instructions that are been running during the program is running or your computer system is running at the back end. So this may smash the system. So that's why if you are doing or executing the recursive function in a controlled manner within some limited number of iterations, that is what 200, less than 200, then please you can use it. If it is something like if it is going for the infinite number of times it is going to execute, and it is of no use. That is, we should not use. Maybe we will put our system on the risk. So let us see immediately some examples that how can I implement this recursive function. I will take a new file. I will write my PHP syntax. Okay, so here I am going to display the numbers. From 1 to 5. So I will use the recursive call. Okay, so let me define the function. So the function name what I am going to give is display. Okay, so what I have to display, some number, right? So here I am going to put the condition that if the number is less than 5, then only you start displaying it. So the number will be taken by from 1. I will pass it through the parameters. Since I am using the argument here, it means what I am receiving the parameters within my argument $num. So I will put the condition like if $num is less than or equal to 5. So 5 numbers will be printed. Okay, 5 numbers will be printed. If the number is greater than 5, it will not print. So echo $num. So I will use BR token, so that next whatever I will get, the print will be in the next line. So here I am going to call recursively the function display. So within the function body I am calling the same function. So this type of calling the function within the function body, it is a recursive function. So I'm making this something like your $num plus something like that. So this should be repeated until the number of conditions, that is number is less than 5 or equal to 5 is reached. So once it is reached, it will print all the numbers like 1 2 3 4 5, and once it go for 6 with the something like num is equal to num plus 1 $num if it is 5, and if it go for 6, and it will come outside the function body. So once I write the function, I need to make it execute. So I will call the function here. This is not a recursive function here. What I am calling here is what only the function what I am calling in the main body of the this is different, and here is what I am calling, it is different. This one is different way of calling the function, and here this one is different. This is what the recursive call what I am making within the function body for the same function, and this is what a normal function call which I want to execute. Okay, then let me immediately save this file. So here I am there in the htdocs, so I will keep it as all files. So I am keeping it as function7.php. Okay, so let me go to my browser and immediately run this program. So here I need to keep the file name function7.php. I hope you are getting the output 1 2 3 4 5, right? Okay, so let me go for immediately another example for finding the factorial of the number using the recursive function. So let me go for a new file. So this is my PHP syntax, and I will define a function. So this function I am writing to find out the factorial. So I will take the name as fact. Okay, so here I am finding the factorial for the given number, that is $n. So let me write the function. So if I know, I hope you remember about the logic what we use for factorial of a given number. So if number is less than 0 or equal to 0, it should return what? -1 and 1 respectively. So if it is greater than 0, starting from the 1, it should give recursive calls, okay, for the different numbers. What is the factorial? So factorial, how do you find? It is something what the product of the numbers, like 5. If I want to find the factorial of 5, it is something what product of 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, that is what. So here I'm writing the logics like $n less than 0. If $n less than 0 means what? It should return -1. It should return what? -1. That is what we should remember. Return -1. Okay, it means what? Number is less than 0, there is negative number, so I can't go for getting the factorial of that negative number. So next, if the number is equal to 0, if it is the number is equal to 0, so $n is equal to 0, then return 1. So that is what the termination condition. If 0 value factorial also I can't find, so that is what this is, termination condition, and this is something what a wrong value I can say. Okay, right. So once these two conditions are checked, so I can go for printing the or returning the factorial. So return $n star. I'm calling the function recursively here inside the function body. So up till what? Up till n-1. That is the last number. Up till the last number, whatever I will mention. Okay. So if I start with the 5, so all the numbers from 4, 3, 2, 1 will start. Okay. Multiplicative. So 5 means what? It is $n. 4 means what? How do I get the 4? So I will get the 4 by n-1 only. Okay, $n-1. So that is what I am taking here, fact of n-1. Okay, so from n into fact of n-1, it will go for again next number recursively it is going to call. So this is what within the function body what I wrote. Now I want to execute this function. This function is returning a value. I need to print it. So I will use echo statement. I will interactively I will put the statement forward like the factorial of the given number is, okay. So I will use the dot operator here to make a function call. So I will make the function call fact, and I will pass the what number factorial I need to find out. It is 5. Okay, so I want to find the factorial of the 5. So I will get the output. So right, let us check what output I will get. So I will save this, hope it is in htdocs, and I will keep it as all files. So this is function 8.php. Okay, let me go back to my browser and type here the file name as function 8.php. I hope you are seeing on the screen the factorial of the given number is 120. So I passed 5, so it is 120. So you can pass a different value here other than the 5, then either like something 4 if you take, then if you refresh, then it will show 24. So 4 3 is a 12, 12 2 is a 24. 24 into 1, it is again 24 only. So that is what the factorial of a given number 4. Okay, right. So this was regarding the recursive function. So now let us start with the new topic, that is arrays, PHP arrays. Okay. So this PHP array is an ordered map, is an array. PHP array is an ordered map wherein I can hold multiple values of similar type of a single variable. So I can hold multiple values of similar type of a single variable. So this is an ordered map. So why I am saying it as an ordered map? Because it contains value on the basis of the key. Value on the basis of the key. For a particular array element I am having or else for a particular index value I am having one key. Okay. So next, what is the advantages of arrays? So advantages of array includes less code. First one is less code. We don't need to define multiple variables here. I can take only one array and there I am going to put as many contents whatever I want to display or I want to include. So that is what it will reduce my code. Next, easy to traverse. By the help of a single loop we can traverse all the elements of the array. We can traverse all the elements of the array. That is what a of if array name is a, if I want to access the 0th element, it is similar to if I want to access the 100th element, taking the same time, taking the nothing but it is not going to make delay anymore. So traversing is very easy using the index values. Okay. Then sorting, we can sort the elements of the array. So either in the form of ascending order, either in the form of descending order. Further we will see many of the functions that will help me for sorting. Okay. Next, there are specially 3 types of arrays in PHP. First one, that is indexed array. First one is what? Indexed array. Second one is associative array. Third one is multi-dimensional array. Let us start checking out with each of these arrays in a descripted way. Okay. So first one, indexed array. So what does indexed array will tell? So PHP indexed a PHP index array is represented by the number which starts from 0. I hope you remember whatever the array we will represent, it will get the default value, that is the index values, the starting from the 0. So first element in the array will be having the index value 0, second element in the array will be having the index value 1, and so on. The last element will be having the index value n minus 1, as because it is starting from the 0. So last element index value will be n minus 1. Okay. Right. So we can store the numbers, we can store strings, we can store objects in the PHP array. So what we can store in the content of the array? We can store either a numbers, we can store either a string, we can store even the object. Object means what? Again, it is going to call the different class, that is for calling the non-static members of the class. I need to create an object. I am going to create an object of a class. So that will help me to include within the array also multiple objects. Okay. These type of contents I can put it in the array. So this indexed array I can what is that? I can go for indexed array. I can go for defining in 2 ways. I can go for defining is 2 ways. So you can see on the screen, the first way is what? I am taking $season and I am taking the array name as $season. So here in the array name $season I have some 2 different seasons, that is summer as well as the winter. Second way of representing these array elements is something what? With the index value, with the subscript value. So season 0 represents summer, season 1 represents the winter. So I will next let us go for immediately the program execution, wherein I can experience these two things, the different ways of getting the array elements. So let me go back to the new file. So here I will take the same example. So I will take the array of the seasons and I will try to get the output, what are the different seasons. Okay, so I will write my PHP syntax here. Okay, right, I'm going to take one variable season that will be taken as an array. So this will be taken as an array. As I am using the keyword array, it means what? I am going to define an array. So here first one season is summer, I am taking. Okay, next season what I am taking is winter, right? Then next season what we can have? Spring. Then next remaining season is what? Autumn. Okay, right. So I'm going to keep semicolon. So here I defined the array season, so I am including 4 seasons here. So let me print this seasons echo seasons are season R. So I will use the way of how I can get the seasons. So how can I get the seasons? By using the index values. So using the index value, that is season 0th index, then comma. So I will copy this and I will paste it, as because 4 seasons are there, so I will need not to write. So I will change the index value here. So season 1, then season 2, and then lastly season 3. So what values I may expect here? So you can tell me. Instead of this I will keep it as AND. Okay, so for season 0 I am going to get the value as summer. For season 1 I am going to get the value as winter. For season 2 I am going to get the value as spring, and for season 3 I am going to get the value as autumn. Okay, so let's check the code what output I will get. So let me first save this file. So this is regarding the arrays. So I will save the name of the file as array1 array1.php. okay, so let me go back to my browser and put the name of the file as array1.php. I hope you are seeing the output. Seasons are summer, winter, spring and autumn. Okay, so let me go back immediately and check out the second way of describing the array. So I will take a new file, then I will write the PHP syntax here, then so right here I am going to go for getting the second way of executing the array. So here particularly I will describe each value with the subscript. So something what I'm using the same copied paste session type of session here. So season 0 I am marking it as again summer, then season 1 I am marking it as winter. Okay, then season 2 I am marking it as spring, and then season 3 I am marking it as autumn. Okay, right. So this is what the second way of how to describe the array contents. So let me go for echo season r, season r. So I will put the statement in the same way, season 0 comma then again season 1 then comma season 2 and season 3. Okay, so here also I will get the same type of output. So what I can do, I can just change the values here so that I can see that the output is varying, as because you should not get confused. So what I'm going to do is season 2 I am keeping it as a winter, and season 2 I'm copying and placing at the season 1th position, that is spring here. Okay, right. So let me save this file. So let me save this file. How to save the file? Save option, then go for all files. So here I am using array2.php, array2.php. So let me go to my browser. So here if I keep like array2.php, I will get my program executed. So array2.php. So here you can see I have changed the way of the season numbers. First is summer, then I should print winter, but I changed so that I should show you the differentiation that I am executing the second file. So it is spring, then winter and autumn one. Okay, right. Next is what? How to traverse the PHP indexed array. How to traverse the PHP indexed array. So since I am using array, I will use the for each loop for traversing the index values. So one second guys. So let me immediately go for program for traversing the PHP indexed array. So I hope you remember about the for each loop. The for each loop is used for traversing the contents of the array. So let me go to my notepad and just go for new file. So this is what the PHP syntax here. So what is, I am taking one variable called as $size, then array. So here the size of the array, size means what I am going to define something like it is a big or a small or something like that. So first the size I will take it as a big, then I will take the size as something what medium. So hope the spelling is medium. Then the next is short. So right, I will use the for each loop to print this array. So for each, so here $size I am taking it as something different. Yes, so here I am printing echo. So size is, that is what I am printing, $yes. So I will use the br statement to break the line. Right. Okay, so let me save the file first. So herein it is in htdocs. So I will go for all files. Then here this is array3.php. okay, so let me go for the browser and just go for printing, getting the output of array3.php. So it is showing size is big, size is medium, size is short. So right guys, let us go for some more types of arrays. That is one of the function, that is the count count length, what I can do, check it out for array. So count length, how can I get it? So count length, I can get it using one function called as count. So this function will help me to get the count value, that how many number of arrays are there, how many number of elements of the arrays are there within the particular array. Okay. Let us go for this PHP, one of the function, that is a count. So in the next class, so as the time is up, so okay, let us wind up here. So if any doubts are there, please you can ask.